This was almost a top performer for this year. Mabuhay everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel. For today's video, I'll be giving you my performance review of the brand new GT Hustle 2. Actually, it's just supposed to be Hustle 1 because they changed the name from Run to Hustle. So they really changed up the entire perspective of the sneaker. So this is from the GT collection. Of course, GT Jump, GT Cut, which is one of the best performing basketball sneaker from Nike. And this one, they changed it up from the Run because the Run actually was quite nice, although it really needs a lot of break-in time. The upper wasn't too comfortable in your skin. The upper wasn't too nice on the Runs. It almost had that potential to be a good sneaker, but unfortunately, just the wrong mixture of materials and foam density, but they had the right idea. But here in the Hustle 2, they almost have a very nice mixture too of material, but we'll get into that. So let's talk about the materials first. For the upper of the Hustle, it features a multi-material upper. It has some mesh, some synthetic suede around the toe area, some neoprene-like material at the heel and the side panels that is like foam back mesh on the side material rather, while the swoosh is synthetic leather too. Overall, the look and feel of the upper material is really good in my opinion. They look very futuristic and has the very nice combination of material. What's nice about the material of the GT Hustle 2 is they really don't need any break-in time. It's really soft right out of the box. Look how soft it is in the forefoot. So it has less durability, but this synthetic leather will actually help out in the durability issue, but it's not the most durable, and of course it's not the most supportive upper because of how soft the materials are. And while I was playing with it, although this kind of helps out in containing my foot laterally, I could still feel my foot kind of bit stretching out just a tad bit on the top of the toe box, so that's one thing to consider. But on the side panels, they reinforced it with stitches to give it a more supportive midfoot, so that kind of helps out in that aspect. But you can really feel how flimsy it is around the forefoot part. I wish that they added some more lateral support here, like caging it a bit more so that it'll be more supportive on the lateral part, since this is called the Hustle. So if you're hustling, you really need to put a lot of force, especially when you're doing sidestep or lateral moves. So they kind of missed that chance there. As for the lacing system, it has a traditional lacing system with flat lace, which I'm not mad at all. There's no wires whatsoever. It's just the upper that runs through, and the fit was okay. Didn't have any bad fitting around the midfoot and forefoot part of the sneaker. While on the heel, even though this is a low mid, so it's not really a low cut sneaker, one thing that I wish that they did was they really reinforced the heel cup of this, because when I'm pressing it, it's really soft. So that is kind of a concern for me, because most of the ankle protection that you'll be having is coming from that heel cup, or how big the heel cup is. Remember in the Jazz, the Zions, their heel cup is really hard and wide here. I just wish that they reinforce it here a bit more, since this is called the Hustle, so you need a lot of force when you're doing some hustle moves. So just wish that maybe in the next version they will add a bit more reinforced heel cup, so I would feel it a little bit too soft around the ankle part, but it's really comfortable around the ankle. the padding around the heel and ankle part of the sneaker is really comfortable if you're looking for a really comfy sneaker. So I think this will be really good for a very light player and someone who's not putting a lot of force in their steps. So that's a light and small player. You would love this. And speaking of that, it is mainly because of the cushion setup too of the Hustle 2. It is really low to the ground, but what's nice about the setup is it's low to the ground. It has a full-length zoom straddle, which helps out in the impact protection. The heel, forefoot, and of course zoom straddle will have a very nice bounce when you're jumping. So, and the carrier foam, I think this is just EVA. They didn't mention that this is Cushlon or maybe React, but this is actually a very nice EVA foam. It's very soft, so it really compresses nicely when you're stepping. And if you're, like I said, a low to the ground player who doesn't jump that much and you're very light, I think you will really like this sneaker. But I think the demographic of this sneaker, the people that will be using this is quite slim. So this is just a certain demographic of people, like I've said, and that's kind of unfortunate because it has a lot of promise right from the jump. I think just put a little bit more support, of course, on the lateral side, on the heel, and of course the cushion is almost very nice for a very low profile sneaker. And another thing that kinda I think they just made it like kind of a gimmick is this waffle herringbone pattern, which they made the circular knobs, like very similar to the old Nike sneakers, that like a waffle type outsole pattern. I mean, it's good on a very clean court, and when the first time that I was playing with this, I was actually playing in a very dusty floor. But when I was observing on my step, I was really slipping all around the court, and the other players were slipping, but not as much as I was slipping. So I think that goes to show that really, if the traction pattern has a lot of surface area that's not covered, it will make the sneaker more prone to slipping. So, but if you're playing on always on a very clean court, which is of course not the usual way, especially here in the Philippines, you will be slipping, and because the outsole is not in contact with the floor that much. So I just wish that they just made it a bit bigger in terms of the circles, especially around the midfoot, and lesser space for the outsole to be not in contact with the sole. But I like the look of it, but in terms of performance, they could have done more, put more knobs, closer knobs, so that there'll be more contact on the floor. But on a clean court, it was gripping and it was actually making some squeak sound. But of course, no one plays in a very clean court all the time, especially if you're not a professional player. So as for the durability of the outsole, I would just recommend this to be used indoor, because I think the pattern is quite shallow and it will easily be destroyed if you're playing on a rough outdoor surface. Lateral outrigger is quite nice on the Hustle. It's quite wide here on the forefoot part, and you can see some curvatures here that kind of catches your lateral side, so that it will give you stability and prevent ankle protection around the forefoot. But like I said, they didn't reinforce this. Look how soft it is around the ankle. I could really fold it in half, the ankle part. So that's how soft the ankle part of the Hustle is. So I just wish that they added a bit more here, like what they're doing in the previous Kyrie line. It was thin on the side, but still giving more support on the side parts of the heel part of the sneaker. As for the sizing of the GT Hustle 2, regular footers go true to size and wide footers go half a size up. For the price, it's 9,400 pesos here, so that's around 170 US dollars. So quite expensive, and for that price, I wish that the Nike could have given us more support on the sneaker, but like I've said, this can cater in a certain demographic and they will surely love this sneaker because, like I said, for very light players that play really close to the ground, you will surely like the cushion setup of this one, and it's actually a fun sneaker to play in, but if you're in the lighter side of the spectrum. So that's it on my performance review of the GT Hustle 2. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm sure there will be lots of mixed reviews or comments about the sneaker. Let me hear you out in the comments down below. So this has been MARKCHES once again. Thank you for dropping by this channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.